Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Thursday, the 23rd of February, 2023. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed down 0.4% today to 7,285 points. Now, that's the lowest close since mid-January. BHP led the decline, dropping more than 3%, but it had plenty of friends. South32 and Coles Group both fell more than 2%, while Woolworths, Rio, Wesfarmers and National Australia Bank all dropped by 1% or more. WiseTech Global was the best of the large caps. After its result yesterday, it finished up more than 4%. CSL was another to have a good day, up more than 1%. Story number 2, Qantas has delivered a record half-year pre-tax profit of $1.4 billion. Compared to a loss of $622 million a year earlier. The national carrier announced a tripling of revenue for the 6 months to the end of December on the back of much higher airfares and a return to the skies by travellers. The company also announced a $500 million share buyback, but investors weren't impressed, saying load factors came off at the end of last year, even though capacity didn't increase. Also, Qantas has much bigger capital expenditure plans than previously thought. Its share price fell 6.5% today to finish at $6.05. Story number 3, plenty of corporate earnings around. Nine announced an 11% drop in profit. Despite revenue being up strongly, its share price finished down 3%. Ramsay Health Care said pre-tax profit was up 12% as surgical activity levels rose post-COVID. Its share price jumped nearly 3%. Star Group announced a big loss on the back of revaluations and fines, while Medibank's results post-cyber attack were pretty good. Logistics group Cube Holdings impressed investors and its share price closed up 9%, the best of the top 200. Bega Cheese's result was less appreciated and its share price fell nearly 8%, the worst on the day. Buy now, pay later operator Zipco posted a $33 million loss, but said business was improving as other players in the market fold. Investors still sold the stock off. It ended the day down 8%. Atlas Arteria has delivered a nearly 50% jump in full-year net profit as cars and trucks return to its toll roads in Europe and the US, but the company warned traffic on its new acquisition. The US Chicago Skyway will be disrupted by roadworks this year. And finally, Australia's biggest car dealership, Eagers Automotive, announced a slightly lower profit for the full year 2022, but said it was in a strong position to lead the shift to electric vehicles because it sold more affordable brands. Its share price jumped 8.7%. Story number 4, one of the country's main regulators, the Australian Securities and Investments Commission, is under fire after confidential letters revealed that complaints against one of the commissioners could be at least partially substantiated. The boss of the corporate watchdog, Joe Longo, is really under scrutiny here, particularly his management style. According to the Financial Review, a letter from Treasury Secretary Stephen Kennedy to Mr. Longo in February last year, in response to an investigation into Commissioner Karen Chester, said while there was insufficient basis to advise the Treasurer to take any further formal steps against Ms. Chester, the alleged conduct could be wholly or partially substantiated. There's not a lot of detail, but this is the regulator for corporate behaviour being criticised for its corporate behaviour. Not a good look. And finally, story number 5, the ties that bind Moscow and Beijing are strengthening, with Russian President Vladimir Putin this morning saying he's waiting for his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping to visit. Putin said cooperation between Russia and China is very important for stabilising the international situation, adding that the two countries are reaching new milestones, including in trade, which may grow to $200 billion sooner than their goal of 2024. That's it for the afternoon report for Thursday, the 23rd of February, 2023. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning with the Friday edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.